Hey guys, I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake that I made as a dad. Not the kind of mistake that you shrug off later or laugh about in hindsight. The kind of mistake you only recognize after something inside of you finally shifts. So for a long time, I knew the right ideas. I had heard the advice. I understood it intellectually, but knowing something in my head and letting it change my heart are two very, very different things. So here's the mistake. Without realizing it, I was trying to turn my oldest son, who's now 10, into a younger version of me. Not intentionally. That's the thing that gets me is and not consciously, but subconsciously. I had a design for who I thought he should be. And I never spelled it out. I didn't like write it or type it or anything like that. And I wasn't even using words. It was just the subconscious at work. I move fast. I build. I value productivity, efficiency, and momentum. I'm a type A driven entrepreneur. And when my son developed a real passion for Minecraft, something inside of me started to resist it. Not because it was bad or dangerous, but because it didn't fit my wiring. Right? I think you got to be productive all the time, going, 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 going. And now I see him sitting, and it just doesn't make sense to me. So I develop a resentment is what really happened. But at the time, I would have never put my finger on that and said, I resent it. I mean, here I am. I'm saying, let's go play the ball. Let's go play with a ball. Let's go throw catch. Let's go throw the football, throw the baseball, whatever it is. No, no. So the disconnect grew and grew and grew. And I didn't know how to relate to my son anymore. This is the same son that for the past 5 years before picking up Minecraft, I connected unbelievably well with trips all the time. I felt like we were like really, really bonding. And then all of a sudden, wham. Well, here's the rest of the story. I'll be honest. Video games for me feel like wasted time. They just do. That's my bias. That's my lens. But my son was 8 years old. He's exploring creativity, curiosity, problem solving, and imagination, like literally in a way that made sense to him, not to me. It just happened to be in a world that I didn't value. That gap created frustration, tension, resistance, all those things. And it wasn't coming from him. That's the thing. Get this part. It wasn't coming from him. It was coming from me. Things reached a point where I finally had to ask other dads for help. Real conversations, honest feedback. I mean, I brought in some heavy hitters, is what I would call them. Like, I went right to the top. Guys I really value in life, mentors, going, I know I read stuff online. I Google it and it says it's totally fine. You're going to have seasons where you'll have disconnect and all this stuff. But I wasn't buying that it was just a season. Something was like a light switch. Something happened. Something. I knew it deep down in my heart that it was me, but I had no idea what to point to. And here I am. Bought you a new bat, bought you a new glove, da 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 da. All those things I'm doing. But man, this one totally fell off my radar. I had no idea. So here I am. I connect with all these dads, mentors, honest feedback I got. And one of them said something to me that stopped me cold. And this I'll remember as long as I live on the planet. Maybe the problem isn't Minecraft. Maybe the problem is that you're trying to pull him into your world instead of stepping into his. And boom. So I want you to pause here. Think back at a time in your life where it was a true pivotal moment. Somebody said something to you, and maybe your system is you write things down or you open up your phone and you want to make a screensaver, whatever it is. This changed it for me. This was like not feeling something up here. There's feeling it here, and then feeling it right here, that 2 inches above your belly button. This had a whole different feel the way it hit me. So here we go. I'm sitting here, and now maybe the problem, I want to repeat this. Maybe the problem, Jeff, isn't that that Minecraft popped on the screen. Maybe it's that you're trying to pull him into your world. Again, it was subconscious. instead of stepping into his. Literally hit me in the chest. All right. So in that moment, I realized something painful but freeing. I wasn't parenting my son. I was parenting my expectations. I was parenting my expectations. I had confused guidance with control, leadership with projection. And the truth is, our kids don't need us to design their world for them. They need us to meet them inside of it. The moment I stopped fighting who he was, everything softened. The tension faded. Our connection returned. And for the first time in a while, I felt peace instead of pressure. Peace instead of pressure. What an unbelievable gift that is. So, how did it play out? I started asking him a ton of questions, right? Sat down, Jeff, open up Minecraft. Never did that before. Open it up and teach me. What is it about? What are you trying to do? What is this game all about? I actually even thought it was about something different than what it really is about. So, go figure. But the point is, I was showing interest for something I'm truly, honestly not interested in. But again, there was me parenting my expectations, trying to lead my child into the things that I want, or in this case, didn't want. So I do the quarterly trips with each of my boys. Soon to add my girl into the mix here shortly, probably in about just a half of a year. She'll be ready for her first trip. But with Jeff and Minecraft, I made a little trip. We did a one night, about 2.5 hours, 2 hours from our house, went to a park, but we went up real early the day before. And the whole, like, we checked into the hotel and, like, from 4 till 9 at night, all I did was grab a joystick, play with him, a joystick or a paddle. There you go. You can see my level of skill. I don't even know what they're called, the little joystick things. And here we are, we're playing. Like, I'm learning the game. I'm learning. And we're playing together. And it changed our relationship as a whole. But man, what a difference in posture for him and me. Him, he sees that I meet him in his world, right? He's opened up. Wow, dad's here. Oh my gosh, dad cares. But for me, it was more conviction and more sadness than anything of like, how did I miss this? How did I miss this? I'm dialed in. I read, I study, I do all this stuff. How did I miss this? And it was right in front of me. But here's the lesson I wish that every single dad out there can hear. Your job isn't to make your child more like you. Your job is to help them become more of who they already are, safely, confidently, and deeply loved, right? Presence, presence, being there. So when we don't meet our kids where they are, we create power struggles. We confuse control with care and we miss who they're becoming right in front of us. Presence will always beat projection. So here's a question worth sitting with today. Where might you be resisting your child, like your child's world, because it doesn't look like yours? Maybe it's their interests, their pace, their personality, or the way they learn. Curiosity changes everything. Curiosity changes everything. Becoming a better dad didn't require me to try harder. It actually the opposite. It required me to let go of something that I was holding so tight. So tight. This is my firstborn. He's got to be like me. He's got to be an entrepreneur. He's got to do all these hard charging A level type of things, A personality. And here's the thing, guys, the moment I stepped into my son's world instead of pulling him into mine, everything changed. Not just like for the day, not just for the month or the quarter. Everything changed in me. Everything. When I was able to finally get that change in perspective, just that simple 2-degree change, it didn't change just for him. It changed for me. And honestly, I became such a better man, dad, father, husband, entrepreneur, dad encourager, child to my own parents because of this simple exercise. So here's the thing, guys. I want to hear from you all. I don't want this to be just a one-way thing. So let me know how this sits with you. If you went through the same process before, maybe you did. Maybe it's had the same sort of wake up. Maybe this is going to prompt change. Whatever happens, I'd love, love, love to hear from you. I have thousands of comments all over the place on the content that I shoot, and it helps me so much more than you can even ever imagine that it does. Helps me continue to develop content, but I'm just here to encourage, and I love the two way conversation. So let's keep it going, and hopefully I get to meet every single one of you guys. If you're ever traveling through the northern suburbs of Atlanta, I love grabbing coffee. Love it. My favorite thing to do. So if you're ever in that area, please shoot me a DM and I'd love to connect with you. Thanks for taking the time today. And as always, please, please, please pass this along, share it, tag, all those things. You know how to share and pass it along to other dads. Get this in everybody's hands, guys. I think this is a real game changer here today. And thank you again. Thanks for being part of the community. Thanks for all your support. I do greatly appreciate it.